The US government hired an American university to produce textbooks for young children to indoctrinate them with hyper-focused interpretations of their religion that emphasizes religious war, aka jihad. They had little children looking at pictures of this and this. They were producing child soldiers to fight and die in their proxy war against the Soviet Union. Even though the Soviet Union retreated from Afghanistan, the program continued until the mid-2000s. During this time, Al-Qaeda was formed and several terrorist attacks took place all over the world, including 9/11. In 2010, the LA Times wrote an article about this program. Quote, "I don't think the University of Nebraska has any business teaching kids anywhere in the world how to be killers," said Paul Olson, president of Nebraskans for Peace, an activist group that has been calling on the university to close the center and its program for the last decade. As evidence, Olson points to the center's $60 million contract with the US government in the 1980s to educate Afghan refugees who were living in Pakistan during the Soviet occupation. It printed millions of textbooks that featured material developed by the Mujahideen resistance groups, including images of machine guns and calls for jihad against the Soviets. So to summarize, the United States was producing the language and the material that educated the children to become the jihadis that formed Al-Qaeda in 1988 and carried out jihadi terror attacks all around the world. This served US imperialist and Zionist interests, not just by defeating the Soviets in Afghanistan, but also by producing the war on terror, which destabilized South Asia and the Middle East. Afghanistan was invaded and pillaged for 20 years. Iraq was invaded and destroyed, filling it with religious extremist groups raised on the language produced by the US government and this program to produce textbooks, with many of these fighters eventually making their way to countries like Libya and Syria in order to destabilize and destroy it on behalf of NATO and the West. This weakened and fragmented the Middle East, which led to Israel's dominance. In 2016, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange said the CIA was responsible for paving the way for ISIS, as the whistleblowing organization released more than 500,000 formerly confidential US diplomatic cables dating back to 1979.